always tell everybody, I don't go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if he get out of line, he's going to be the next one down.
For Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts. A southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup.
It's going to be a great fight. The reason I have so much confidence is because I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Álvarez. A lot of his opponents.
Terence Crawford let loose at a heated press conference, sending a clear warning to Canelo Álvarez. While Crawford stressed that he always intends to win inside the ring, he warned that any disrespect from Canelo could make things personal. His fiery words showcased not just his confidence, but his intensity and mental readiness, leaving no doubt that he is fully prepared for this challenge.
You a there is stuff. You a see you a you a hold talking to let Aaron you a cause you keep talking like you doing all that talking. That's how you doing all that talking. You can't be gotta come back. You can't come back. You don't talk, and you talking too much. This you want some attention? So right here. This is gonna be legendary. Right here. Female ass. So y'all tuning in. This is a legendary old school fight. Get out some attention. Put the camera on him, cause that's what he's doing. Showing out like a female. Let him finish, bud. Go ahead, EJ. Yeah.
Boxing coach Greg Hackett has been vocal about Crawford's chances against Canelo, pointing to his fearless mindset as a key factor. Hackett explains that Crawford never approaches a fight with hesitation or intimidation, qualities that set him apart in a division where many fighters shrink under the bright lights. According to Hackett, Crawford's confidence isn't arrogance but the product of years of discipline, victories, and adaptability. He argues that mental resilience is the most important weapon a fighter can have, and Crawford has it in abundance. For Hackett, this isn't an uphill battle, it's another stage for Crawford to show he thrives under pressure.
They taking Crawford, you got people that was taking Crawford, they taking Canelo.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
It should be that way because we talking about a great fight here. We talking about two great athletes. So when it's like this, it's better for the betting. You know what I mean, all the people that like to bet, it's better for them. You know what I mean, because nobody knows where the money gonna land. The reason I have so much confidence in this fight, you know, thinking that it's gonna be a great fight. The reason I have so much confidence because I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Álvarez. A lot of his opponents in the past were nervous and scared from the beginning. I don't think Bud feel that way at all. I think we can get a good rumble on our hands. You know what I mean? It's just gonna come down to the big question for Bud is, can he take the shot? You know what I'm saying? The question, I think, for Canelo is, does he get old? I say that for a reason. Because he got a lot of fights, bro. He got, I think he going on almost 70 fights. You know what I'm saying? Or he a little bit under 70. That's a lot of fights for current time. You know what I'm saying? And Bud got a lot of gas still left, but he's older as well. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to give him shit for not being able to take a shot, or not that he didn't take the shot, but getting buzzed with some shots at lower weight classes. So it's like, how can he handle himself at 168 pounds? But you have to understand the physical to understand how. You know what I mean? I'm not about to get into all of that, but you know what I mean? I do understand he will be a lot more sturdy at 68. I mean, if you smart, you've seen it at 47 versus Earl Spence.
Veteran commentator Adam Smith sees the potential bout as a huge step up for Crawford, but one he believes is absolutely winnable. Smith highlights Crawford's elite boxing IQ, noting his ability to adjust mid-fight, exploit openings, and outthink opponents. Crawford's speed, he says, could be a major factor against Canelo's methodical, defense-first style, allowing him to find scoring opportunities. Smith predicts the fight could go the distance, with Crawford's ability to outmaneuver Canelo over 12 rounds potentially earning him a points victory. He calls it a fight that could push both men to their physical and mental limits, delivering one of the most compelling contests in recent memory.
November the 13th, it's billed as fight of the century. I do feel as though this one, for such an unbelievably good fight, the prospect of, it has gone under the radar a bit. We've spoken more about fights that are not even.
No, but Eubank Ben, how much you spoke about?
No,
that?
I love that fight.
Yeah, but compared to these two guys,
Yeah,
But that's in Britain. That's prime time here. It's the football casuals. I think the problem with this fight is it is just a fabulous boxing matchup and one with all sorts of curiosity between two superstars. The Ring magazine's dedicated the entire magazine, but this is boxing. It's hardcore boxing. I think Canelo is known. I think Canelo, obviously the Mexican machismo that holds all the super middleweight titles, nearly 70-odd fights. He's been phenomenal. I think he's 35 now. But for Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts. A southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup, the two of them, because you've got the big guy, the strong super middleweight, really, really cultured, wonderful fighter in Canelo. But is he just slightly, ever so slightly, fine margins past his peak? And you've got Crawford, who needs this fight as his coming out party. The big news, it's on Netflix, so he'll get the attention. Can Crawford do it? It's a huge step again in weights, but I think he's got the speed, I think he's got the know-how, I'm sure we'll talk about it more next week, to cause problems for Canelo, and I think that he could win it on point.
Analyst Ade Oladipo takes a more critical stance, suggesting that while the fight has drawn massive attention, it lacks the natural intrigue of matchups like Usyk versus Dubois. He argues that the size difference and the widespread expectation of a Canelo victory make the fight feel less competitive. While Usyk versus Dubois offered unpredictability and a clash of styles, Oladipo believes Crawford versus Canelo relies more on hype than genuine suspense.
Like, you know, it's been billed as the biggest fight of the century. Some are saying the biggest fight of all time. Let's calm down, people. Let's breathe a little bit. It's a big fight. But it doesn't quite feel like those things. It doesn't feel like the biggest fight of the century. Like, this doesn't feel like, and maybe because I work these events, so it's slightly different, but this doesn't feel like Usyk Fury, for example. It doesn't feel like that at all. That felt like, oh my God, this is going to happen. Undisputed heavyweight title fight. Remember, this is an undisputed super middleweight title fight. It just feels a bit lacking of something. Like, I can't believe that Max Kellerman is now part of this. And again, for nostalgia, we haven't got a Max Kellerman face-off. Now, how Canelo speaks great English now. How we haven't got that? Just to kind of give it a bit of spice, because Canelo, with his English, it's like he's only learnt the bad words. He does chat a lot of shit. So I almost feel like we should have done that. Maybe because it's on Netflix, it hasn't got a bit of a push from ESPN. Obviously, there's no DAZN stuff, obviously, because DAZN are not covering it. I feel like it's lacking something. And maybe because both of them don't trash talk either. Because when I think of the biggest fights of the last sort of 15, 20 years, you've always had one side of the fight, or one side is a big trash talker. In some instances, two. The biggest fights, again, Usyk Fury. Fury was happy to do all the trash talking. Sold it. Event went massive. Mayweather, Pacquiao. Mayweather is happy to do all that, right? Mayweather, McGregor, hence why that went just colossal, because you got two of the biggest trash talkers ever doing it. This time, Canelo ain't saying anything, Crawford ain't saying anything. Feels a bit flat. Feels a little bit flat.
Promoters have gone all out to turn Crawford versus Canelo into a global spectacle, branding it as the biggest fight of the century. With Netflix providing behind-the-scenes access, documentaries, and exclusive interviews, the promotion has reached well beyond traditional boxing fans. The event now feels like a cultural moment, blurring the line between sports and entertainment and drawing in casual viewers from around the world.
I'm holding you to the standard you said. They're tagging this the fight of the century, colossal, super fight, Netflix, Dana White, right? So now we got to look at it. You can't tell me something. See, I'm not the type of person where you can pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. If that's you and you're going to let somebody urinate on your leg and tell you it's raining, that's on you. But I don't do that. I'm a critical thinker, and I'm not just going to listen to what you tell me and see if the facts don't support that, right? So if this is the fight of the century, let's look at it. Boxing tickets, Canelo versus Crawford, right? Since August 29th, tickets listed, $2,566 value, $7 million plus worth of tickets. Hey, bro, $7 million worth of tickets.
Veteran analyst Al Bernstein offers a blunt assessment, arguing that this was not the fight hardcore boxing fans were demanding. Many would have preferred Crawford stay in his natural division or see Canelo face closer rivals in his own weight class. Bernstein notes that while the fight has commercial appeal, it lacks a personal rivalry or organic storyline that usually makes about must-see. He suggests that while the promotional machine has created plenty of noise, interest among purists may be more muted.
To have these two level of fighters meet, where does this rank at?
I think it's one of those fights that, the interesting thing is, it wasn't as if every boxing fan said, boy, I can't wait to see Canelo fight Terence Crawford. In other words, it wasn't one of those fights, like there were more boxing fans that said, gee, I'd like to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. But, having said that, I mean, among the hardcore boxing fans.
For sure.
Having said that, what they did, and this happens sometimes in boxing, they come up with a matchup that wasn't on everybody's mind, but kind of makes sense. And the proof is in the pudding. If you do one of those kind of matches and the interest is not there, you're going to find that out.
For sure.
In this case, obviously the interest was there because they've sold. I mean, I went online and looked at the the ticket sales and everything, and they've sold. It looks like they've already sold 30,000, 40,000 seats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I believe they'll sell it out.
Left, in Allegiant Stadium. So that alone is an indicator. The amount of attention and coverage the fight has gotten, and this is one of those fights that will also have a good barometer as we get closer to the fight. How much is the mainstream sports media covering the fight?
Yeah.
You know, it used to be in the old days, big fights were covered all the time by the mainstream sports media, not so much in recent years. And so that's always a barometer of whether it, really is as big as we think. As far as the actual matchup is concerned, when it was originally announced, I thought they were going to have a hard sell in convincing people that Crawford could come up 2 weight classes and take on a 168-pounder because he already moved up.
Among fans, there is a sense that this fight is more about spectacle than sporting demand. Many feel that the size difference heavily favors Canelo, creating a potentially predictable outcome. The excitement hinges on whether Crawford can pull off the upset. If he wins, it will go down as one of boxing's great shocks and a testament to skill over size. If Canelo wins as expected, critics may dismiss the event as inevitable. This tension between hope and expectation is what gives the fight its intrigue.
Tickets available for this fight because of that undercard. This promotion has been just, it's very interesting, man. Number one, there's no real reason for this fight to take place. Terence Crawford and Canelo. Nobody was asking for the fight. There's no natural connection between the two fighters. There's just two names that people think are on the top of a hypothetical list called the pound for pound list that many people act as if it's real. So they're two top pound for pound people, and they put them together and think this makes some big magic match. It may be a magic match once they get in the ring if Terence Crawford can overcome Canelo Álvarez. It's got a real potential for that. But what happens if the fight winds up just being what more than likely it'll be, which is Terence Crawford trying to get away from the bigger, stronger Canelo Álvarez? Because again, he's jumping so many weight classes. That's the gimmick. That jumping the weight class is the gimmick that is supposed to be attracting people to this fight. Gimmicks are not gonna pull it. And you can't tell me of the people. Now there's gonna be many people in the stadium. People go to the fight for sure. There are gonna be people out there for that event. But you can't tell me that particular event with the fights that they have on that card is going to be some memorable night of boxing, other than maybe it taking place in the main event. You have people. Many of these fighters are not from the United States. As I look from them, I would have to go out and see in the United States how many fighters from the United States do they actually have, right?
Observers have been stunned by Crawford's transformation at 175 pounds. He now boasts a shredded physique, broad shoulders, thicker neck, and sculpted muscles, projecting the image of a man ready to face a powerhouse like Canelo. His physical development shows that he isn't walking into the ring undersized, but carefully prepared for the challenge. The combination of added strength with maintained speed and agility has renewed optimism that Crawford can neutralize Canelo's physical advantages and still showcase the technical brilliance that defines his career.
Terence "Bud" Crawford is absolutely ripped, absolutely shredded, what looks to be about 175. Now he fights next Saturday, a week out from the fight. It's a week out from the weigh-in, so I'm sure that you look at Terence "Bud" Crawford right there, and you see he is absolutely shredded right there. And this is a week before the weigh-in, right? So I'm pretty sure he's probably weighing about 174, something of that magnitude, maybe about 173. 175 is probably the max he is at right now, because obviously the weight is at 168 and he's a week out. So he might be around 173, drop 5 pounds next Friday for the weigh-in, right? So Terence Crawford, as I showed you guys, is training and putting a mass in his shoulders and in his legs. As you can see here, once again, right? He hasn't gained a lot of muscle mass except in his shoulders, okay? When you look at Terence Crawford in previous fights, previous weigh-ins, his arms look pretty much the same. His neck and his shoulders is where you can see a clear difference from fights in the past, right? When you look at his midsection, his core, right, you can see the water weight, right? So right now, it's going to look like his midsection, his core is going to look bigger than what it actually is.
Canelo's pedigree remains one of his greatest assets. Turning pro at just 15, he has faced and defeated some of boxing's biggest names across multiple divisions. With one of the best jabs in the sport, a granite chin, and the ability to adjust tactics mid-fight, Canelo represents the ultimate test for Crawford. His blend of skill, toughness, and ring IQ make him a dangerous opponent for anyone, no matter how talented.
Terence Crawford, a guru in the ring? Absolutely. He is one of the best fighters ever created in humanity. But you cannot say that I'm going to come in with 5 pounds taped across my arms and legs and then go against Canelo Álvarez. He's not going against some dude who doesn't have counter punches, who doesn't have a ring IQ. Canelo's been fighting since 15 and is one of the few fighters who has taken literally less punishment than, say, Caleb Plant, who has like 25 fights. If you look at the amount of punishment that Caleb Plant has taken in his fights, Canelo has probably taken less punishment than that. And he's coming in hungry. And he's going to come in with 87 billion Mexicans in the ring walk, everybody flying flags. You don't know what Crawford's stage fight is going to be, coming in front of 70,000 people. Canelo's been there. He's going to put the shoes to...
That wraps up today's breakdown. Stay tuned for more analysis as fight night draws closer.